Hello and welcome to the 5th video in the Vue 3 series. If you haven't watched any of the previous videos in this series, I recommend you go back and take a look as they may be useful. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the new component added to Vue called Teleport. Vue encourages the use of building UI components inside each other that builds a tree to make up your application. This design satisfies the majority of use cases, however, this is not always desirable. Sometimes, the logic makes sense to keep in one component, but the element should be displayed elsewhere on the DOM or maybe even outside of the Vue app itself. A common case for such components is a modal. In most cases, you want the logic to be with a component inside your app, but the HTML elements to be displayed elsewhere in the DOM, like before the closing tags at the end of a file. This would simplify the CSS needed to get the modal to display correctly. In Vue 2, you would need a library like Vue Portal to do this for you. But in Vue 3, they have added this right into the Vue framework. In this video, we'll be taking a look at this new API with a few examples and hopefully gain an understanding of how to use it and how it can be used in your application. I've gone ahead and created a Vue component called Component A that lives inside of our Vue app. I've also added a div at the end of the body to our index.html, which contains our Vue application. In this example, we'll be taking the text from component A and teleporting it into the div at the end of the body. To do this, we will need to wrap our paragraph in the teleport element. We will also need to specify the toProperty to tell Vue where the component is going to go. In our example, our toProperty will be hashtag endABody to indicate the div that has that ID. As you can see, both visually and by looking at the DOM, the paragraph has been moved into the endABody div. The toProperty accepts any DOM query selector. This means you can use other properties than just ID to select the element you'd like to teleport into. You could also use a class like so, or a data selector with square brackets. The teleport element has a second prop called disabled. When this value is true, it will stop the teleporter from teleporting its elements to its desired location. Let's visualize this by creating a button that will toggle this option on and off. Let's start by creating a reactive variable inside the setup function. Now we can toggle this value on and off each time the button is clicked. Once we pass this variable into the disabled property, you can see that it will bring the data in and out of component A. If you want the element to not show at all, you can use a VIF instead. Now whenever we click the toggle, it will hide and show the element. Very cool. But what happens if we teleport two elements to the same target? Well, let's take a look and see. I'll quickly add a second teleport end button for toggling it. And would you look at that? Vue perfectly handles the ability to teleport multiple elements into the same location. Well, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the thumbs up.